and the way he took that goal was brilliant. It was a fantastically taken goal.
So, this dramatic Premier League weekend is completed. It all started with Chelsea, of course, with that point at Leicester. Some huge wins at the bottom yesterday, none more so for Bournemouth. West Ham throwing away that lead, Watford 2. And, of course, today, no goals between Burnley and Arsenal, and Spurs 2-0 against City. Mourinho, for the 6th time in his managerial career, getting the better of Guardiola. And just to reiterate what that means at the top of the table, City beaten 6th time. Now, let me also tell you how significant that is, because Pep Guardiola, in his league managerial career, has never lost more than 6 games in an entire season. 22-point lead for Liverpool, the biggest at any stage of an English top-flight season. But the gap between 4th and the chasing pack reduced. Tottenham, now the closest to Chelsea, 4 points behind Chelsea. And in terms of Liverpool, they now need 18 more points. They already have 73 of them, and they've only dropped points in one game, of course, at Old Trafford, to be absolutely certain of that Premier League title. Burnley and Arsenal started the day in the bottom half. It is Burnley who remain there, but they are level on points with the Gunners and Newcastle and Southampton on 31, and 1 clear of Crystal Palace. What a boost for Tottenham as well, how that league table now looks.
Yeah, we said beforehand it was a game we felt they had to win to get themselves back into a position to challenge. And we said also that if a team goes on a run, which there's every chance Tottenham can do now, with that result, with that performance, with the confidence that will give them. So it's been a very, very good weekend for Tottenham.
I think they took advantage of the fact that Manchester City, for some reason, it didn't quite happen. I thought Mahrez was pretty poor today, but our man Tanganga, yeah, he marked him pretty well. And I thought the end product in certain situations weren't right. And it was a day that if you're going to have a go at them, this was the day, like the gaffer said, Glenn Hoddle said. And in the end, you know, you said it had 2 shots on target or something?
The first 2 shots on target were 2 goals for Tottenham, weren't they, after conceding so many chances.
And so then when you get into that situation, you could tell it's going to be their day, but you can see where they are missing Harry Kane, because they didn't have that focal point up there, Steve, but at the same time, there was a lot of buzzing going on, and once it did start to happen, they looked pretty dangerous.
And, of course, City have gone down to 10 by that stage. 2 yellow cards for Zinchenko. Yeah. Any complaints about either of them?
No, well,
you have to look at that one there in particular and think to yourself, there was Kyle Walker was covering him. So even if Harry Winks did get past him, if he could have tracked him, like I think I heard the commentator said, then they may have seen out the danger. And I think that going down to 10 men really put the pressure on them.
Yeah. No, it was. Then they managed the game really well after that Tottenham. It's been a fantastic weekend for them, a brilliant day in terms of the goals, in terms of a clean sheet. Lloris played very well. The penalty save, made a brilliant save from Aguero when he put it onto the post early on in the game. And of course, they're debuting, scoring a goal, and a fantastic goal at that. So what a day for them.
Yeah, and Aguero, of course, was the one to make way when Zinchenko.
Yeah, that was. I found that really strange, wasn't it? Because they're down to 1-0, and then he makes that change and takes Aguero off. So I found that strange to begin with.
OK. I think we can go to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. No? OK, we're going to go there in a moment, I think, and get some reaction. Because, as Alan was saying, that will galvanise the Tottenham dressing room at this stage, won't it?
Well, it will, because any win that they can get when they haven't got their main man and they play, and it's against City. Whatever we say about against City, they are still a fantastic team. And when you beat them, that's going to give you a certain amount of confidence. And because Spurs are so good, it's a situation where they can just continue to build momentum on that kind of win.
Let's some reaction then from the Spurs boss, Jose Mourinho.
Well done. Was that classic Jose, that victory?
No. We had a good work. We worked very hard during the week. I'm so pleased for the boys. We can look at the perspective of we were a bit lucky in a couple of situations. They hit the post or they miss a good chance. But we can see in the other perspective and say that we were very, very unlucky that the VAR didn't decide for a Sterling red card, which is a clear red card. And from that moment, obviously, it's a completely different game. If we have to play 75 minutes or something like that against 10 men. So 11 against 11, really difficult, hard, but my very well organized, great effort, great discipline. We know how we can score goals. We know how we cannot score goals. So we were waiting for our chances, and then when with one player more, I know that they are top quality. I know that one player less is not a big deal for them. The way they move the ball, the way they give dynamic to their game. But in that moment, we had our chances to score, and we did, and very important 3 points for us.
Why are you so definite that it was a red card for Sterling?
Because I see other situations. I see when the decision is a red card. I see the red card of Son against Chelsea. For me, it's a direct red card.
In the first half, how concerned were you, though, when you were, at times, really under siege?
But that's Man City. Is the champion. Is a fantastic team with players technically really good. We don't have the capacity to play with a front man that holds the ball and allow us to come out of the pressure and to keep ball possession. When we recover the ball, we have only one way to get out, and that's not keeping possession of the ball. So against City, they love the ball. They know better than anyone to know what to do with the ball. So when they have the ball for the majority of the time is hard. But I think fantastic performances, great concentration. I think the way Celso and Winks, they control Kevin De Bruyne, the movements that he does in these areas, and Lo Celso, the way he controls also that position where Sterling comes inside, and Gundogan supports there. I think the boys were phenomenal in their effort. Goalkeeper saved the penalty. I think was God's will, because it's not a penalty. So, but our goalkeeper is fantastic, and he's there to try to give us points.
What would you say, not just about the performance of your debutant, Steven Bergwijn, but also the quality of his goal, the take, the dispatch?
Yeah, he's a great pass, I think, Lucas, but then so sharp, technically so comfortable, chest, volley, unstoppable even for a great goalkeeper like Ederson is.
As soon as Sonny scored, you were speaking to him. What were you saying?
I was telling him that between, I don't like to speak about this, but I have to say, if I have on the bench fresh attacking players, I can do things that in this moment I cannot do. So my attacking players, they have to go until the limits. And was the limit for Son, was the limit for Lucas. I could bring only Lamela in, and it's difficult for the boys. But what I was saying in that time is that even tired, the one that was playing as a 9, let's say, when the block was lower, had to drop and get the position of Rodri, forget the centre-backs with the ball. And for the one on the left side, with 15 minutes to go and winning 2-0, it's just an extra effort. But in this moment, it's not zonal anymore. In this moment, it's to chase Kyle Walker and to help Tanganga to defend.
What does this victory, the manner of it, give you more than the 3 points over Manchester City in terms of the charge for top 4?
It's going to be difficult, honestly. It's going to be difficult. We are in 3 competitions. We have a game in 2 days. If I don't have Dele Alli, I don't have for sure Steven, because he cannot play the replay of the FA Cup. We are in trouble. And when we start Champions League and playing every 2 matches, Aston Villa, 2 days later we get Leipzig, 2 days later we go to Chelsea, 2 days later hopefully we have FA Cup. We are going to be in trouble. We have players for positions. It's not a problem to when Ben Davies is back. Ben Davies, Tanganga is not a problem. Vertonghen, Alderweireld. We have positions where it's not a big deal, but up front is difficult. So it's going to be difficult. But it was a good weekend because we got 2 points to Arsenal, to Chelsea, to Leicester, to Wolves. We didn't lose points for Sheffield. Was good for us. Obviously against the champions, still the champions, but fantastic team, even if they're going to lose the title.
Thanks, Jose.
Thank you.
To the Tottenham dressing room, because one of their goal scorers, Son, I'm delighted to say, is waiting to talk to us live. Son, good to see you. Thank you very much indeed for talking to us. How good does that feel against the champions?
No, it's amazing. Yeah, of course, this was a really hard game against City because they've always been good side, but I think the winning gave us a little bit, or actually very good confidence, and it's a great feeling.
In terms of your desire as a football club to get into the top 4, did you see this game today as a must-win, that you had to get 3 points against that City side?
Yeah, of course, but I think, yeah, we knew it's going to be a really, really tough game, but I mean, I've been here almost 5th season. Every Premier League has been very, very tough, but I think especially this game against City, if you win these games, give us a little bit more boost, I think.
And in terms of your goal, that made sure there was no nerves around the stadium to give you the 2-goal cushion.
Yeah, I feel always great, scored the goal. Of course, was a little bit deflection, but this goal is goal. Tanguy had a great pass to me, and yeah, the goal is goal. I'm happy to score again, and yeah, it's always an honor to play Premier League and with this shirt.
And also a debut goal for your new player. You all looked extremely happy and pleased with him, with the reaction when the ball went in and he went running off and everyone went jumping on top of him. So what a great day for him also.
No, I think it's amazing. Sorry. I think it's amazing because we know this feeling and how difficult that is, the first game, but he scored amazing goal. I think we are so happy for him, and yeah, look at this finish, and I can't even. Yeah, I can't watch it without smiling, and we are so happy to get this player. I think it's amazing.
Does it help when you get a player of that calibre coming in January as well to boost?
Yeah, of course. I think every single player is very important, especially when they come new, fresh legs, and he gives us something new. And look at his face, and I think every player has been like this, and we are so happy for him.
It was an incredible game to watch with so many talking points. What was it like to play in with all the elements to the first half as well?
Yeah, I think been very busy. Yeah, with the VAR, after 3 minutes we gave a penalty away, but Hugo made an amazing save. Yeah, I think it was tough for me. It was really, really tough, but I think the lads done really, really good job, and I think I'm more than happy to get 3 points here.
And just finally, you're only 4 points behind Chelsea now. What does this do to the dressing room in terms of confidence, belief, hopefully a bit of momentum?
Yeah, I think it's 4 points still. We have to looking forward. So of course it's going to be a long race until end of season. But look, we have games to coming, but we have to be focused on step by step. We try to push on, and I know, and we know we can finish it top 4, and then we wanna finish well in this season.
Very well done, and thank you again for talking to us.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
There he goes, at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And a reminder, Tottenham 4 points behind Chelsea. They visit Stamford Bridge on the 22nd of February. Spurs manager Glenn Hoddle. Well, that was terrific to watch from afar, Glenn. What was it like being inside the stadium?
Yeah, it was wonderful. It really was. Atmosphere was incredible. The fans really got behind Spurs. Obviously, when they went 1-0 up, the roof came off, and I thought they deserved it in the end. You know, it did help City going down to 10 men, of course, but there was a little bit of a belief, even at 11v11, that they could hang on. You know, against City, as we said before the game, you know you're not going to get the ball, and you're going to have to counter and break quickly. And I thought Spurs did that really well today, Steve.
And the drama in the first half, with the game going on for over 2 minutes before the penalty, and then the save, and whether it was a second penalty.
You didn't know what was going on when we were sitting here. Honestly, it was incredible. But I can see the VAR might take some stick. But I think we were saying actually we had to wait for the ball to go out. It didn't go out. I was sitting with Ledley King up the top there, and at the end of the day, I'm thinking we're still not off the hook here. And yes, it went back, and the penalty was So they've gained 2 points on all the teams around them, and they're sitting there now. They can pounce. If they'd have lost here today, I think it might have been a bridge too far.
Yeah.
Now they've got a chance. They really have, and they've got, Southampton coming up in the FA Cup. If they can win that here at home, then you get them a bit of momentum going. So it's all yet to happen. But I think Mourinho's just looking at his side now. He's glad to get the 2 new signings, and I think he's got a picture of what his team will be. Ndombele came on and did exceedingly well. So I think he's one for me. He looks like a Mourinho type of midfield player, powerful, strong. Eventually, when he gets 100% fit, I think he'll be in the side as a given.
And what about that young Tanganga at left back? I thought he was really good. And Lo Celso, really, you can see with him, with Lo Celso and then Ndombele, when they get going, you can see some real top players getting involved there.
You can, actually. And Lo Celso as a different player since he signed that contract. When he was on loan and he wasn't sure what was going on, you could tell he was playing within. Now he's a different player. He looks confident. He's playing with his head up, and he's saying, "Look, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show the new fans here." He's been here a little while, but he hasn't showed us a performance like that. He's getting the ball, wanting the ball, and Ndombele, I think, will be a very good player. Yeah. And the young Tantango is a fantastic prospect. He really is. I mean, I can play left back today. He can play certainly right back if it's needed. He can play right across the back four in many ways. So yeah, that's a good sign for Tottenham. It really is.